Across wide stretches of China, sudden flash floods brought destruction on an unthinkable scale. Rivers surged beyond their banks, fusing with torrents from the mountains, until they became raging walls of water racing across the land. Roads disappeared within seconds. Bridges buckled and collapsed. Entire neighborhoods were swallowed by currents far too swift to escape. What began as simple rain turned into catastrophe, striking with the suddenness and violence of an ambush. In mountain villages, peril arrived from every side. Slopes gave way, sending roaring avalanches of mud and rock into valleys already drowning beneath surging floods. Homes that had stood for lifetimes were ripped from their roots and swept away like driftwood. Survivors recalled the earth trembling as if land and water were assaulting together. Families rushed to higher ground, frantic for safety, as the waters climbed without mercy. Parents clung to children while grasping rooftops and treetops, forced to watch neighbors vanish into the torrent. Rescuers battled the flood, their boats battered and pitched as they tried to reach those trapped. The endless roar of water drowned every cry, leaving valleys filled only with destruction's voice. Soon, it reached the cities. Modern life collapsed into nightmare. Subway tunnels turned into giant concrete coffins, filling in minutes and swallowing trains whole. Highways tore apart under the force. Massive concrete slabs swept downstream as though weightless. Cars spun helplessly before smashing into walls or vanishing under dark waves. Every street became a deadly trap, where survival depended on seconds and luck. Markets, hospitals, and schools were shattered. Symbols of daily routine reduced to ruins. People once inside them fled in terror, dodging wreckage as structures cracked and collapsed. Fallen power lines sparked violently in the waters, transforming streets into invisible fields of death. Even the strongest swimmers could not withstand the violent current. China's farming heartlands, the lifeline feeding millions, were destroyed. Lush fields of rice, corn, and vegetables, days from harvest, vanished beneath suffocating layers of mud and silt. Thousands of livestock drowned, their bodies strewn across what once was thriving farmland. Farmers watched their hopes, their families' futures erased in one relentless night.
从早上到现在，感觉时间都是静止的，那个水一点都没有下去，而 而且上面的。
The human toll was immense. Tens of thousands abandoned their homes, carrying nothing beyond the clothes on their backs. Firefighters, soldiers, and rescuers pushed themselves beyond exhaustion as they worked endlessly. Yet many remained unreachable. Families gathered along riversides, shouting names of the missing, knowing the waters had claimed them with the force of a freight train. Inside shelters, grief pressed heavier than the flood itself. When the waters retreated, the horror stood revealed. Streets lay beneath layers of foul-smelling mud, while cars and buses were crushed together like wreckage from battle. Entire villages had disappeared, leaving behind scars of rock, splintered wood, and silence. Survivors wandered the ruins in disbelief, their faces marked by shock, fatigue, and despair. The air was thick with the stench of stagnant water, rotting debris, and loss. Every place carried menace, disease from polluted floods, hunger from destroyed crops, fear of collapse from weakened hillsides. Once thriving centers resembled ghost towns. The silence that followed was haunting, broken only by helicopters and the cries of the searching. From hidden hamlets to vast cities, the floods revealed nature's harshest face, sudden, merciless, and unstoppable.
Lee Creek Natural Dam. There's usually a bridge there and a beautiful waterfall, but not today.
This is a sidewalk.
In days, landscapes rewritten, centuries of history scarred, and millions of lives changed forever. Though the waters withdrew, their memory remains etched into earth and mind alike. For survivors, the flood was more than disaster.